Actually, for the past 190 years, our main role has remained the same, and that is to provide trust between marine stakeholders. And through this role, we have supported every technological innovation, even energy transitions that have already happened in shipping throughout these years. Now, today, of course, we live in very exciting times. The shipping is going once more through a transitional transformation, mainly driven by sustainability and digitalization. For the sustainability path, we will certainly need rapid evolution and innovation that will eventually lead in replacing conventional fuels and diesel propulsion, and in that respect, classification role will be very important for providing the technical rules and expertise for supporting this transition. Now, of course, many advances have already been done, mainly in identifying and developing conventional fuels, even zero carbon fuels, I would say, with main leading contenders being hydrogen and ammonia, but there are still risks associated with these fuels. To give you an example, hydrogen is very flammable and explosive, while ammonia is very toxic. In a sense, ammonia does not really want to burn, and this is the reason why today safe combustion technology does not exist for it, and still the engine makers are developing their ammonia engines. So for BV, the de-risking of new projects utilizing such alternative fuels will be the top priority for the next 5 years, by providing our technical expertise in risk assessment and marine engineering. We are able to review the new designs through what we call AIPs, so approval in principle, but also by participating in groups of key stakeholders and experts like ship owners, shipyards, designers, engine makers, energy majors, and so on. Now, apart from sustainability, digitalization will also play a significant role in the next years, and as technology today is synonymous with data, and since vessels are fitted more and more with intelligent systems, that is digital systems that are able to monitor the efficiency of the ships even in real time, or the health of machinery equipment. So we have seen a huge increase in accumulated data, both on board the vessel but also on shore. And so we need this data to be safely stored, managed, and eventually utilized for the benefit of the vessel. So for BV, digitalization provides the opportunity to both adapt but also enhance our traditional classification services, and we have done so during the past years by revamping our software tools, trying to provide a complete digital experience for ship owners managing efficiently their fleets. In addition, we envision a future where the design review approval will be done directly on a 3-dimensional model of a ship, let's say a digital twin, completely abandoning 2D drawings, and already we have seen the benefits of such a process with projects that we have already done. Moreover, we have our project for augmented surveyors, providing new capabilities to our surveyors, digital capabilities based on artificial intelligence and machine learning, assisting them to make better decisions as regards the recognition of hull corrosion, or even identifying structural defects that are difficult to spot otherwise. But of course, every innovation comes with its challenges, and as ships get smarter we see an increased risk of cyber attacks. So for this reason, we are continuously developing our rules in order to provide the necessary safeguards to shipyards and ship owners for the cyber security of their vessels. Well, I think that many describe decarbonization as a journey. I feel that today decarbonization feels more like a mountain climb that has to go through the various international and national regulations. For sure, the IMO's initial greenhouse gas strategy may feel like an Everest climb for most of the ship owners, and this strategy requires a 50% reduction in greenhouse gases by 2050 and also a 40% reduction in carbon intensity by 2030 and 75% by 2050. As we speak, MEPC 78 is ongoing, and there are discussions for even a new revised net zero greenhouse gas strategy by 2050. In addition, we have European Union regulations with EU Fit for 55 that was recently introduced, with 12 items in this package, 5 targeting the shipping sector specifically. I would say maybe 2 being the most important ones: the EU ETS, an emission trading scheme for carbon dioxide coming into effect in 2023, and the FuelEU Maritime introducing a new greenhouse gas index that will need to be reduced on a year-on-year basis, also following the well-to-wake approach. So very challenging regulations, and in BV we have performed various studies in trying to assess the impact of these regulations, and what we have seen is that actually for conventional fuel vessels it will be very difficult to at least achieve these long-term targets set by the IMO and the EU. So within this uncertain environment, ship owners need to make decisions today that will eventually affect the sustainability of their whole fleet, and this is the main challenge I feel that we are facing in shipping as we speak. Of course, classification societies have an important role to play, not only by clearing the various technical obstacles in this decarbonization pathway, but as I mentioned, by bringing together industry experts, driving joint developing projects that will pave the way for the new solutions. This is true, and we actually recently saw that with the digital boom we've experienced in shipping during the COVID-19 pandemic, where remote surveys and advanced remote inspection techniques using drones, ROVs and so on became quite popular. And finally they proved that there is a place for these inspection techniques, especially for some specific applications, and they could be safer and even more efficient. Now, going on to decarbonization, the whole industry is gearing up to face the challenges ahead. Maybe it's the first time in maritime history that everybody is working towards the same solutions, and by default this process is bound to bear fruit and give us overall solutions and maybe the technical innovation that is needed for the whole industry. But apart from that, I think the most important gift is to obtain the targets themselves. And in this way, shipping will have its own contribution in the preservation of our oceans and our planet. For BV, this is a very important target for the next years. In our 2025 strategy, our new motto, as you can see in this booth, is it's what unites us, and this is our desire not only to protect our oceans and the seas, but to to shape a better maritime world for our future generations. Actually, we're involved in numerous projects concerning decarbonization and digitalization, and we always seek opportunities to get involved in these new projects. Regarding alternative fuels, we are working on AIPs for LNG fueled bulk carriers and tankers. Of course, we have already approved a large number of container ships, even the largest ones in the world in operation, 23,000 TEU, that are able to burn LNG as fuel. And for quite some time now, these vessels operate efficiently and safely in our fleet. For ammonia, we have various AIPs. We are also working with engine manufacturers during the development process of their new ammonia engines, but also retrofit packages for the two-stroke and four-stroke engines that will be able to transform, let's say, these engines from conventional to ammonia-fueled engines. We provide risk assessment studies, assisting in this process, and finally, of course, the certification of the engines themselves. We currently have ammonia approval in principle for bulk carriers and tankers. Recently issued an AIP for an ammonia-fueled Handymax container ship, and another interesting project is for a tri-fuel LNG carrier being able to burn LNG, ammonia and methanol. But apart from alternative fuels, we're also looking into other solutions that will play a role in the decarbonization mix, like fuel cells, wind propulsion, electric propulsion, even carbon capture. For fuel cells, we just issued our new rules, providing the requirements for the design, construction, and also the installation on board of fuel cells that are able to utilize not only hydrogen but also other alternative fuels. On wind propulsion, we just issued an AIP for a feeder max container ship equipped with 8 computed, as they call, wing sails, and these rigid sails are able to automatically adjust on any wind condition in order to provide propulsive energy. We're also looking into more traditional wind propulsion projects with sails, Flettner rotors, and so on. Finally, carbon capture and utilization will probably play an important role in the decarbonization mix. And today we're working with various system designers, utilizing different technologies like amines, limestone, even fuel cells that are able to use carbon dioxide in order to operate. So it's a kind of CO2 recycling, if you like, so a very promising technology. I have to say about carbon capture and utilization that it's not a new technology. We have seen application for quite some years for onshore. It's just being redesigned to be installed on board ships. So as you can see, many projects. We keep busy these days, and we tend to do so in the future, trying to also assist in this transition that shipping is going through right now. Thank you.